finally decided to return because the NBA season got canceled because of this casual guy named Rudy Gobert. So I'm going to be ranking the top 10 players again. My list is much different now. For the honorable mentions, I got Bradley Beal, Pascal Siakam, and Jason Tatum. At number 10, I got this Jokic dude that plays for the Denver Nuggets. I really don't like this dude at all. I think he's very overrated. So I was watching the game where he was playing against the Bucks, and all he does is move around and shoot floaters. Then he complains to the refs, and he just moves around like a gorilla. He's so lazy and unathletic. Like, that's my type of shot, by the way. But if this dude didn't average like more than 4 assists in a game, he'd probably be in the G League or playing overseas. Maybe he could still be in the NBA, probably on a 5-day contract, getting 10 minutes a game off the bench, averaging 1 assist a game. But like, this dude, but I know a lot of people would be mad if I didn't put him top 10, and apparently he's the best center in the league. But this dude doesn't even look like he should be playing basketball. He looks like he should be like flipping burgers. Like, he's not built for basketball. Also, the only thing this Jokic dude is good at is passing and rebounding. I'm probably better than him at shooting and everything else. Like, he's not good. At number 9, I got Russell Westbrook. I didn't think he should be on this list, but apparently he's averaging like 28 points. And he's not even averaging a triple-double this season. I think he's washed up now. He should have just stayed on the Thunder. Well, the only thing he's good at is passing and finishing at the rim. Like, he doesn't even have a jump shot. That's why I call him Russell Westbrook. He's been carrying the Rockets ever since James Harden started playing like a G League player. I don't think he's ever made an all-star team. He's never going to win a championship or be in the Hall of Fame. He should have just stayed on the Thunder. Maybe he should have came to the Bucks. He could probably get like 10 minutes a game coming off the bench and average like 5 points, 5 assists. At number 8, I got Damian Lillard. I like this guy. He plays for the Portland Trailblazers. He's just been carrying them the whole season. Like, at one point, he averaged like 50 points for a week. But maybe next season, if he came to the Bucks, he could win like 6th Man of the Year. He's never going to be in the Hall of Fame. I know he's been an all-star before. I know a lot of people would have him higher. But he got injured for a few weeks, and then the Portland Trailblazers fell off. Now I don't think they're going to make the playoffs anymore. And then when he came back, he wasn't even very good. Whoa, that's my type of shot and my range. I think he's been studying my game. Well, I'm so inspirational. Also, I think Damian Lillard is probably like the 2nd best shooter in the NBA this season behind Chris Middleton, which also makes him really good. Mostly all he does is just shoot threes and dunk on people. But he's a very skillful point guard, and I think in the future he could be a Hall of Famer too. At number 7, I got Trae Young. And Trae Young's already one of the best point guards in the league. It's only his 2nd season. He's carrying the Hawks, even though they're not winning games. He's averaging like 30 points and 10 assists. There's games where he's getting like 50 points and like 10 threes in a game. In a few years, the Hawks will probably make the playoffs, maybe like a 1st seed, and Trae Young's probably going to average 1,000 points. I mean, I want to miss it. If the Hawks had a good team and not like 2-day contract players that average 5 points a game, they probably make the playoffs. In a few years, I think they'll make the playoffs. Trae Young will probably average like 56 to 66 points or something. And maybe they could get some good players. Maybe he could come to the Bucks, play with Giannis. They could probably, the Bucks would probably win the championship, and he'd probably win 6th Man of the Year or probably Defensive Player of the Year. So just Trae Young has a lot of potential. He'd probably be the best point guard in the league in like 3 years. He's one of my favorite players too, so I like him. And the Hawks are my 2nd favorite team in the league too. And maybe a lot of people will be mad since I put him as the best rated point guard this season, but he's been proving it. If he was on a better team, maybe he could be higher ranked. Number 6, I got Anthony Davis. He plays for the Lakers. I think he's being carried by LeBron. I don't really like this dude at all, but he's probably still the Whoa! I've done that before. I just didn't have the cameras on at the time, but he's being carried by LeBron, and he's probably the second best power forward in the league behind Akumpo. And yeah, he could probably be an MVP in the future. I think he'd be second defensive player of the year this year behind Akumpo or Giannis Akumpo, whatever his name is. But this dude has no jump shot. All I see him do is catch alley-oops from LeBron. I think he's still one of the best players in the league. A lot of people might be mad that I had him this low, but it's based off of this season. I don't think he's having a very good season because LeBron is carrying him. Maybe he could come to the Bucks one day. He'd probably develop a jump shot there. He'd probably be second MVP, and he could probably win like Coach of the Year or something. He's a very good player. At number 5, I got Luka Doncic. He plays for the Dallas Mavericks, and he's another player like Trae Young. He's in his second season, and he's already won in the MVP conversation. I like this dude a lot. He's carrying the Dallas Mavericks, even though they're not going to make the playoffs. I think he's also averaging a triple-double. He's probably been studying Russell Westbrook. He has a lot of potential. He's only like 21 years old, and I think if he came to the Bucks once his 5-day contract expires, maybe he could win like an MVP, or he could probably average like 26 points and 19 assists. Maybe if he was more athletic or faster, he could be a little higher. All he does is step back jump shots, and he has pretty good handles, and he is a great passer too. I think he could average 20 to 30 assists one day in his career, probably when he's like 28 in his prime. That's my type of dunk. At number 4, I got James Harden. James Harden is one of my least favorite players in the NBA. I really don't like this dude at all. All he does is shoot step-back threes and drive and shoot free throws. Like, he's so predictable. If I was guarding him, he'd probably only score 10 points on me, and 11 of those points would be from free throws. Like, if he started doing that size-up right there, you know he's going to either pass it to somebody or he's going to do a step-back three. You just have to jump up and guard him and just not foul. It's not that hard. Like, I'm one of the best defenders of all time, too. But he's very overrated. He has no athleticism. He probably can't dunk. And I think Russell Westbrook's been carrying him this season. But I know a lot of people would be very mad if I had him lower. I mean, I was thinking about putting Doncic over him, but he's been averaging like 35 points, even though he's been in a slump for like 5 months. And he's playing like a G League player. One of the biggest reasons I don't like this dude is because he says Giannis Akumpo has no skill. Well, what are you talking about? You don't even have any skill. All you do is drive and shoot through step-back threes. You shoot like 24.7% from 3. You're not good, bud. At number 3, I got Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi's a pretty good player. I don't really like him, though, because he beat the Bucks in the playoffs. He just carried the Raptors to the finals. And he only won the finals because the Warriors were injured. And he won finals MVP. Then he just went to the Clippers. And now he's probably going to lose in the first round to the Mavericks. I still respect him as a player. He's probably one of the best defenders in the league behind Akumpo. And he could probably win Defensive Player of the Year if he came to the Bucks one day. Maybe he could win an MVP too. I probably would have had him as the second best player last season, but since this season started, the two above him have been way better and have been carrying their teams. Whoa, relax, dude. Oh, I'm going to edit that out. So at number 2, we got LeBron James. You know, a lot of people are going to be mad I put him at 2. I know there's a lot of big LeBron fans, but I still think he's second in MVP this season. He's kind of getting washed up. I don't think he can dunk anymore. But he's been carrying the Lakers. They have the second best record in the league. They're probably going to lose in the finals to the Bucks. That's my type of pass. I'm going to be making those kind of passes consistently in like 2 years. I don't think he's going to win MVP. The only way I see him winning MVP is if the Lakers win 70 games. I don't even think it's possible for them to win 70 games anymore. I think the Bucks are going to win 89 games. And so that means Akumpo's easily going to be the unanimous MVP. But even though LeBron's like 36.55 years old, he's still a great passer and he's good at finishing on the rim, but he has no good jump shot. And if he improved his jump shot, maybe he could be a number one this season. He probably averaged like 46 points. In order to improve his jump shot, he should probably get taught by Flight Reacts, or maybe he should come to the Bucks. Maybe Giannis Acampo could teach him how to shoot, and then he wouldn't be washed up. And probably at age 49, he could be putting up MVP numbers and win Coach of the Year.
May have gotten away with an offensive foul, no call, and then James with his 8th rebound. He's now 2 boards and 1 assist shy of a triple-double. He's fouled.
At number 1, we got one of the greatest players to ever exist, Giannis Acampo. He's just the best player in the league. Whoa! You know the amount of hand-eye coordination it takes to do that move, the amount of brain cells to know that he's going to airball that, and then he has to jump up to get that rebound and put it back up. Man, he's just so inspirational. It just gives me butterflies. It just makes me blush watching his highlights, bro. Oh my God. Oh, look at that spin dunk. No other player in the history of NBA could do that. You could argue that he's probably the second best player of all time. Maybe you could argue that Curry's above him, but I think he's the best player to ever touch a basketball. The Bucks are going to win 86 games. He's going to win unanimous MVP. He's the best player this season. He's averaging 35 points a game, 50% from 3, 90% from the field. People say James Harden's clown bum. He said that all he does is run and dunk. It takes no skill. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. This guy has so much skill. He's one of the best shooters of all time, maybe probably behind Curry. He doesn't just run and dunk. He shoots mid-range shots. He does Euro steps. A lot of people say he travels. He doesn't travel. It's actually skill, and he's just so inspirational and inspiring. When I grow up, I want to be like him. The Bucks are going to sweep the Lakers in the finals. He's going to win finals MVP. He's probably going to average 50 points, 26 rebounds, and 7 assists on 99% shooting. He probably won't even miss a shot, actually. He's one of the best ball handlers of all time, and he's just so good. I've never seen a player just so skillful and talenting of the game of basketball. He's just so amazing at the game. Just makes me blush, man. I can't even explain how good he is. He has the highest recorded vertical in NBA history, and when he plays, it just looks like he's not even trying. He plays so flawlessly, and he never fouls anybody, and he's never even missed a 3 in his whole career. Anyways, man, that's gonna cap it off. Let me know in the comments what you think about the video.